Hello there, my name is Anthony Barocas from CineTreak. Today I'm going to take a look at the latest in the all-in-one live production solutions, the CineTreak Mixer Live. First off, a bit of disclosure. Of course, CineTreak sent this to me for review and they have no control over the review or what is published in this video. So let's get right to this. This is the box as it comes. Tells you it does recording, playback, subtitle, scoreboard, pan tilt, zoom control, vertical live stream, special effects, chroma key, RTMP streaming, false color. That's a new one because a lot of people ask about false color in terms of maintaining focus and exposure. That's a good one. The company is Shenzhen CineTreak Innovation. And then over here, you can find their locations, CineTreak Technologies, CineTreak Global, CineTreak.com. So definitely laid out well in terms of where you can find them as opposed to some companies. And here we go with the little box. This little tablet, the CineTreak Mixer Live. There's the front. You got a Wi-Fi antenna, external. That is rather innovative. It's very, very light. SD card, and I don't know what that is. Your push, well, kind of pull out to release the battery. These look like NPFs. This design kind of looks like the Magewell Director Mini, which I have right here for comparison. You can see there's some inspiration being taken here. Although I will say these work better. This case is metal. This is solid metal and very heavy. This is plastic. The screen obviously is going to be glass. On this side, you've got a function keys. Interesting. Power button. Recessed, so you can actually feel it quite easily. Mic and headphones. Up here, HDMI 1, HDMI 2, program, 12-volt input, quarter 20, with locking pins, with anti-rotation pins on both sides. So that's very interesting. UVC. I'm really surprised by this. And external Wi-Fi. That's pretty cool. Input 7 to 24 volts, 12 watts of consumption. There it is, F970. So these are indeed the NP batteries. And I'll put that to the side here. What else do we get in the box? We get a power supply. And lucky me, it's actually set up with the US plug. These are easy to open. You can take this off and put on the adapter you need. Comes with an EU adapter as well. Up here, we've got our USB to 3.0. Type C to 3.0A. That's for power. We're going to need that. I think that's for power. I'm not sure. And yeah, I'm guessing that means go get the user manual online because it's not in here. And that could probably be a good thing because with these devices, they're constantly being updated. By the time this gets manufactured, put in the box, shipped, distributor, reseller to the end market, there could be 2 or 3 different software updates, and telling people to go online and download the latest version is probably the smartest thing to do these days. And the software update, we'll have to take a look at that. There's this little pocket here. What's in this little pocket? Oh, a little stubby antenna and a bigger antenna. I guess there's no SIM card in this, so it does not look like you are going to be using cellular built in. There's UVC here. I wonder if you can use a hub. So we'll go with the mini antenna for right now. Put that on there. And so that's on there. It's interesting to have that because what that really means is if this device really leverages Wi-Fi and you want to put a high gain antenna on here, you can definitely do that. I'm going to guess you could probably use UVC for an Ethernet connection because, again, there's no Ethernet jack on here like some of the larger models. If you looked at the Director Mini, you will see there's an Ethernet jack and the 2 HDMIs are on the side. This one puts function keys on the side. So this is definitely a different device. This is a new player in the market. And with that, we will christen this device and power it up. So let me clear some of this off. All right, I am back and I have taken some time to look at the manual, which we'll get to. And I've got some batteries, I've got a hub, I've got the power supply, and I have not yet fired this up. So one of the ways you can do this, obviously, is if you take your batteries and let's try this. They do kind of line up, but not wanting to go in. Nope. Not on either one. It's like it's not sitting in far enough for the battery. Let's try a different battery. Nope. So, I think those pins are not lined up enough because you see here, there's more of a gap. These pins are set in a little bit more than they are here. These are very, very close to the edge. And I think that is part of the problem in that these batteries fit, there we go, right in. Once you get these parts to sit in and that latch, ready, there they go. They sit right in here and come out like that, just like that. Yeah, exactly, just like that. With this one, I can't get them to fit into the holes because they're not set in far enough. But hey, they got like little rubber gaskets here. So we are going to go with external power and no battery backup. And you know what I am going to do? I am going to put a little, because there's a fan on the back here, I am going to give this a little bit of a tilt so the fan has room to move. So give me a second. I got a Sony battery, just want to try one more. And nope, I can see that it's actually hitting the inside edge of the battery, and it actually seems like they're set too close to the base there, so there's not enough room to actually get under it and get these in there. That's just not happy right there. So I've got this little phone case that'll give me enough of a little tilt here, and let's use the power and turn this on. Mixer Live. Now on the website it says this is a 1500 nit brightness monitor, which can be crazy bright. So this is what I've got going on here. I would assume it's a touchscreen. Oh, there it is. Networks. We're going to connect to my Frisco Studios. It's showing it twice, probably because there's a 2.4 and a 5, but it's not indicating what the different networks are. So we take a guess. We're going to click one, and then I'm going to sign in to my network. All right, it seems to be connected. So that's actually interesting. Current network, stored networks, and unknown networks. I'm going to tap over here. Stream record. All right, I'm at 60 frames a second. Medium, I'm horizontal, vertical, or square. That's interesting. Gear settings. Fan is on auto. Brightness, I can take the brightness down a little bit. Make it a little bit more readable on screen. English, or I'm gonna guess Chinese. 1080p 60, 1080p 50. So the connection, that looks like a network connection. So it's gonna send 1080p 60. It does 50, 30, or 24. Downstream key is off, or in 1, in 2. Horizontal mode 2. Restart after 3 seconds. No, don't. Oh no, it went back to the first one. IP control. It tells me what my version number is, and I can reset it. What if I touch on that? Because I am hooked up. Remote control. Let us shoot that with a cell phone and see what we get. Oh, interesting. It is like a direct controller. I don't know why I would want to control the brightness of this screen with another screen. Program 1, 2. Overlays or pictures in pictures. Okay. Browse. Oh, you know what I need to do? I need to add an SD card to the mixer. All right, that goes in and actually includes a little bit of a grip space there. No, not here from me. Choose file. No, not from my files. I would think it would load from here. Don't you think? If I did this. 1 of 13. Oh, okay. It's showing me what I've got. No, it's got various things. These are not my logos. These are things that are on here. Okay. Oh, on and off. Can I size it? Ooh. Touching the card. It shows you a micro SD, but I've got the full size SD. Used 1.3 of 3 gigabytes. exFAT. 1 of 0. Interesting. Close that. HDMI 1, no signal. Let's feed it a signal. So I have set up a 4K. So we're going to send 4K into HDMI 1. And I have a 2K signal of my camera right here. And we can feed that in HDMI 2. And then has HDMI out. So let's just go with HDMI out. All right. And see what we get. There's just a bit of delay between touching something and having it actually happen. So you can save your config to the SD card, which actually is in the manual. You've got different users, so I guess different users can have it set up for different things. And I wonder if there's any memory on the device to save a config to the user. And if you switch users, you could technically have 4 things saved into the unit and just switch between the users. So you can save and then you can load from an SD card. Over here on the right, you've got your image. And you can actually apply LUTs to the image. Markers, overlays, that kind of comes from working with confidence monitors on cameras. You could put markers for 185, 235, so it's like letterboxing. Actually, it's not just a marker, it's masking off. 43, 32. Yeah, that's much more than just a marker. So we'll go back to 16 by 9. Close that. Peaking. Oh, that's on. And if I want to turn it off, I do that. Peaking. Exposure. So you can have a zebra. Nice. Zebra for over and under exposure. Different colors. False color. And various versions of that. Waveform monitor. Well, if we can get it to show a source, then we can go for the waveform monitor. And PTZ cameras. I don't have any hooked up at the moment. Close that. The first thing I did was I added a graphic. So now the question is, or I added the logo. Now it's off. Play. Okay, that's recording, but it's a play button. So that's the wrong icon on that. Streaming. I haven't put anything in streaming yet, so it shouldn't be streaming. And you would think just look at the manual. So let's look at the manual. Over here is the Mixer Live, and I downloaded, right here, it is a 5.5-inch touchscreen with 1050 peak brightness. This is the Mixer Live, and if we go to the Mixer Live manual, first off, the manual that I just downloaded today, which is August 7th, says it's a 5G, 4G live streaming video mixer all-in-one. First, there is no 5G built in. There is no 4G built in. I don't see a way to add a SIM card. So I don't see how you would get 5G or 4G cellular. If we scroll down, the interface description in this one shows 2 HDMIs and the 2 USBs and 2 Type-Cs on top. That is not the unit we have. And if you continue down here, it talks about the 4G, 5G SIM card slot, which we do not have. And the RJ45 network port, which we don't have. And then the advanced features, it talks about the 8-inch screen, which we don't have. And the long battery life, built-in high-capacity battery, which we don't have. So this manual is clearly talking about a completely different thing when it talks about the Mixer Live than the Mixer Live that I have right here. Very different. And there was also a Mixer Mini on the website. And when I scroll down to the Mixer Mini and get there, that is an ATEM-like solution. So that is the Mixer Mini. This is on the CineTreak website itself. Now, the Mixer Live here does properly indicate a 5.5-inch 4K HDMI multi-input. It can control PTZ. It's got USB 3.0 capture, so I guess I could use that as a third source. That would be interesting. You've got transition effects between different graphics and sources. You've got chroma key. You've got HDMI video cropping and moving. I can see these being very useful if you can figure these out. One thing I did not try is I did not try to access the user manual from the card. CineTreak.com download category user manual. Go there. And that is actually the same as the website. And there's the Mixer Live introduction, Cine Live user manual, Mixer Mini. That's the whole page. So there is no manual on there just yet. HDMI 2 is coming in at 1920 by 1080 at P60. That's correct. HDMI 1 is coming in at 4K P30. It's off. So do I select that? That's off. Let me turn that on. Whoa, there we go. And I have to say that is a bright display. It is a really bright display. And I don't think I can turn it down much more. I mean, super bright. So it can definitely get bright. So now here is my main camera being reflected on the CineTreak. Figured out how to get these on. These are your two inputs. You basically have to turn them on. Test pattern 1, test pattern 2, and off, test pattern 1. So there we are. So now I've got my main camera. Picture in picture. Ooh. Now you can see both. This is my second camera over here. This is my main camera right here. Side by side. I like the dynamic moves. 1, 2. 1, 2. All right. I don't see 1. I am in this multi-view here, but it does not show it over here. So if I go over here and go here, I've got picture in picture, I've got side by side, full screen. 2, 1. Yes, 1, 2, 1, and then 2. How do I know which layer I'm controlling? 1. So if I say I'm undoing 1, can I move? There we go. Crop. Well, I'm not cropping now. I'm moving. What does that do? Kind of the same thing. What does that do? Two. That does what you think it would do. I don't seem to be able to zoom. I want to make it bigger. That would be its position. Okay, maybe that's this. No, it's the same thing. Crop. Up, down. I would think this would be position. Up, down. On input 1, up, down. Let's try this. So I'm still affecting input 1. Oh, crop. Can I change the crop? No, that doesn't change the crop. It just changes the ratio. Those two are not available. If I do this, I've got crop available. No, that does not crop it. It just moves it. I gotta say, the color on the screen itself is good. Very vibrant, very, very bright. You're gonna see this one outside, that's for sure. If you can get batteries to fit in it, you're gonna see it outside. Full screen, camera 1, camera 2, camera 1, camera 2. Now camera 1, then we want to go side by side. You can do side by side. It'll do a move. So I can move it, but it's not really helping in terms of, like, I want to crop it. So that is not doing anything. Let's go back to full screen, just this camera, fan ramped up. So that's a little bit on the layers. Logo, you can add a logo, take the logo away. Here's the logo. Choose file, browse, scale, upload. I don't want to do that. I'm switching cameras. I thought I was doing logo, but I'm not. Oh, that's if you want to do layering and multi-views. If you don't, then that goes away, and you just switch between the two cameras. If you want to do titles or a scoreboard, you have to turn it on here. I don't see a way to turn it on over here. You can't do that remotely. So if I come over here and turn it on, there, now I've got a scoreboard. And if I go to here, oh, I'm moving it. Oh, interesting. So let's move it down to the bottom behind icons that we can't seem to get away. So I'll move it up a little bit. So there is my scoreboard, and I see a 0 and a 0, and the zeros are not lined up anywhere that's useful. The 0 is like lined up right here. It's moving in the preview, these icons are moving it down, 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 down. Then I go to the right one, up, 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 up. Font size larger. This font size has been maximized. It'd be nice if I could bold it because it's still not very big. Left. Turn this off. Go back over here. See, even that one has the corrected location for the scores. I say OK. I upload. There we go. Gotta say OK. What if I go over here, go to the next one, say OK. There it goes. So there. Now you've got the score, and I would think, because I'm not, if I close the score edit window, if I say move, it should move the whole thing. Now I don't see a way in this, if you come over to edit, to add icons for, or other information, text. So it looks like you're going to need to close this and go and create text. Hello there. And let's do bold. And we say submit. It says there. And I can create it here in a color. Let's say submit. Maybe it needs to be bigger. That's as big as it gets. Done. And do I turn it on this way? I don't see it. Do I turn it on this way? There it goes. Pow! Just like pow right on there. So there's hello there. Hi. Submit. It's there. And then hit refresh, and then it updates. That is convenient that you can do it off the device, but also about as wonky as you can get in terms of getting a caption on the screen. It would be nice if you could do it here and then execute it from here, not have to go back over to this screen and execute it. So, you know, and then I can't turn it off. I have to turn it off here, and then I can come up with the next title. The next title. It doesn't come over to the device until I say submit. Then it comes over here, and then I have to hit this button to get it to come up. There's the next title. There's no background. There's no animation. There's no nothing. So while, yes, you can get a title on the device, it's very clunky and multi-device, multi-step, and wait, let me turn it off. There, title's off. Next one up, transitions. Auto, cut. I think it's on cut. So can I go between, is this in the browser? Yes, this is in the browser. So I should be able to get to the remote control. Oh, you can have multiple browser windows open. Okay, so I am going between camera 1 and camera 2. Those are cuts. Auto. Oh, it's doing a wipe. Can I just do a dissolve? No. No. Auto. Ooh. Let's look at that. Yeah, there you go. Okay, not going to be using auto, not really going to be using fade to black, and the other choice is cut. Okay, those are your transitions. And next up is your saving, right? Supposedly I can do green screen here. I want to see that. You can't use your downstream key as your... There it is. Unbelievable. Can I touch on the green? And look at that. That actually worked. Similarly and smoothing, I'm guessing. I can have it on in 1 or in 2. So you can key one source and it will key over the other source unless you turn the other source off, right? So if I come over here and I turn 2 off, then it should key over the background. And now you can see how bad that key is. So let's go back into that key. Come over here. That's just a really weird place to have the key. So that is me talking over the background, which is usable. It's definitely usable. And then technically you could have, if I took the second camera out and gave it something else, which I have playing here. I don't know which is which, but I'll just throw something in. Yeah, let's pretend that's a PowerPoint, okay? And that could be a scene where I'm talking about whatever this is over here. This is my PowerPoint, blah, blah, blah. But I can't seem to crop this input because it says crop, but just works the same way. So figuring it out, but it is a challenge. And then if I want to go back to single camera, that's not the camera I wanted. So I go back to camera 2, or there's 2, go back to 1. There's a little jump and joop move. So let's do that again. If we go picture in picture, there you go. Oh, I like the move. I kind of like the DVE. That's pretty cool. But it's the wrong order. Go here. This is what I want, but then I want this to swing down and go to the other design. So what do I need to do? Go to this design and then do my crop. It's not a crop. Size it this way. Make that go away. Go back to full frame. Okay, that's a little jarring. I was kind of hoping it would just size the one down, but it's not. Yeah, like that. I mean, it's cool that it's doing a move, but at the same time, this makes sense. Zoom out the person talking, but then I would like to see the reverse. Zoom it back with the other things already in place, and it's kind of like doing a little switcheroo there. But you can arrange these two how you see fit. Can't change the size that I've been able to figure out just yet. Again, how I'm doing this is I'm selecting 1 and 2, and I'm moving. And I can move this one in the corner, and then I can put this one down here, but I can't necessarily make this one larger any way that I've figured out yet. Even if you say grow, that's the grow button. That's the move, that's the grow. Okay. Nope, it just moves it. If you come over here to that one, go back, close that, it just moves it. And if you select the crop, it just moves it. So it feels like I'm missing controls. I'm missing another set of buttons to be able to say, move this side in, move this side in, and give me a tall vertical of him talking next to this box. And while I can bring in a 4K source, okay, great. The recording and delivery is still going to be 1080p, and I can't crop the 4K source. Haven't figured out a way yet to be able to window it. So if I had 2 people talking, I could technically have 2 windows. That doesn't work. The logo, look at that, like and share, it comes on, but I can't do that from here. I can go to logo, but I can't select a logo that's loaded from here. I can't bring it on and take it off. I can only upload a logo from my device onto here, but I can't do this and that. The scoreboard, you can actually put the scoreboard on a picture-in-picture, which is pretty cool. You're very limited. I don't see a way to add other graphics, a time, player, team names, team logos. I can go to the scoreboard here. I can adjust the left item or the right item. I can change the score. I can upload a file. I have files on the SD card, but I can't see a way to load the files here that are on the SD card. I have logos on here, but not on my phone. The titling, there it is. There's the next title. That's about as basic as you can get. And also, I believe if you go into the, where did the titler go? Oh, that's the other pane. Yes, if you go into, if you go into the other window here, there's the captions. The font size 60, this font size is as big as you can get it. That is as big as you can get. You can get a lot smaller apparently. So let's go down to 20. Done. Submit. Refresh. There it is. So that's the smallest title you can get. Let's look at that directly. This right here is the smallest title you can get, which I would say is unusable in a broadcast or a stream. And if I bring it up to the largest size right here, submit, hit the refresh, and this is the biggest title. I should point like this so you can see it only in one hand. No, still works. This is the biggest title, and that's the font. I can make it italic, submit, refresh. There you go, italic. I can change the color, and that's it. I can't change the font. I can't go boldface. Oh, that is boldface. Wow, okay. Let's take off boldface. Submit, refresh. There we go. That's not bold-faced. And make it 20. Submit, refresh. There you go. And that's this. Do it right. This right here is as small as you can get. And if you were to use a font, a graphic that's that small in your show, then you're going to make it a challenge for your viewers to really see and read anything that's going on. So 60, bold, submit, refresh. That's how hard it is. And you can't have multiple graphics loaded and go between them that I can see. So that is definitely not going to be very helpful. Go away. I mean, the concept is good. I liked it, and it's working within itself, but it's just not as usable as you want it to be. We just went through the transitions. I can't do a fade. I can't do a fade between the two things. I can do all these fancy wipes and moves and, you know, zoos, but I can't just do a fade between point 1 and 2. Supposedly, I can play back media. I don't see where that happens. I can save my config. Let's save that again. Saved successfully. Come over here to my picture. That's my image. This is my markers. This is the peaking. This is zebra. This is false color. This is false color. And this is a waveform monitor. Actually, now that I do have a, nope, did it again. Now that I do have a video source on here, let's go back to my switching. Scoreboard is off. Go to here. I just want a single camera. There we go. And now I want to see my waveform monitor. How about that one? Okay, I really don't know what that's showing me. That's not any waveform monitor I know. That is kinda, maybe that's red, green, and blue, but it's not red, green. There's red, green, and blue. That is just weird. No. Oh, there's that over there on the right is a, can you see it? No. Okay, so that's not on, these are just monitor features, okay? So on the right over here, I clearly have a luminance value between the darks and my green. So this is my shirt, this is my green. But what's missing at the higher end of the scale is me. Like, where's me? That is really weird. I don't understand what it thinks it's showing. Now we have to get those back. Show color. No, that's not helpful. Red, green, and blue. There's no dark green in the shot here. I can verify that. Maybe that it thinks those are black. So if there's green in the shirt, which there isn't, it's black. A real vector scope. Wow, okay, that's nice. Shows the skin, shows the green, it shows the red of the skin and everything. It shows this peak over here in the corner, which maybe that's this. That's the yellow. Okay, so that's this very, yeah, if I cover that up, the yellow goes away, and there's the yellow back. 75%, 50%. Oh, that's the density of the background. I can't change the size of those. I have no idea what that is. So, yeah, hopefully I can just... Ah, thank goodness. You just tap it again and they go away. So those are not very useful. The actual vector scope, I have to say, this one actually works and is correct-ish. It doesn't have the skin tone line in the proper place, or the camera thinks I'm redder than I am. Can I switch cameras? There you go. So you can actually leave that up there and switch to show. But these other things, that doesn't make any sense to me. That really doesn't make any sense to me. That thinks it's trying to make sense. It doesn't. The histogram, that's the word I was looking for. The histogram that is there. Go away. There we go. The histogram right here. Yeah, now it's showing my hand, the brightness of my arm and everything. Wasn't doing that before. Like, there should be a whole bunch of stuff brighter than the green screen, and there's not. And oh, wait, there it kind of is. Like, what is it looking at that, you know, my white watch should be way at the top of the scope there, and it's just not happening. So those are unreliable. The waveform's unreliable. The histogram's unreliable. The vector scope actually does seem to be a little bit reliable. Go away. And then you've got your PTZ. I don't think I'm going to get into the PTZ because that's a whole lot of technical things that I don't think are going to be very helpful in terms of just looking at this device at what I can do so far. And I haven't plugged in a USB-C yet to see what all we can do with this. Let's try this. Okay. I mean, there's no other input listed up here. So if I bring in a USB input from a webcam, like this one, and I plug it into the USB-C hub that I just added, I don't anticipate I'm going to see anything pop up. The lights are not lighting up on here, and it's not showing up there. I can record, and I guess I'm going to record 1080p 60, but I don't see my data rate. So there's my quality. That's right. Okay. If you touch the clock, you then can address your frame rate, do 30 frames a second, your quality, low, medium, and high, your streaming mode, and your URL. And of course, you're going to use your phone to paste in a URL. So if you have access to a URL via email on your phone, you can copy it, scan this, boom, 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 boom. There you go. And then as you can see, server address, streaming key, save, it'll send it over here, and then you have that available for when you want to stream. So that is how you get the data into here, as opposed to actually just using a keyboard control on here. server keys and URLs are very complex and long and annoying, and you're going to have to do them. This is actually a good way to do that, to be able to just like shoot it right in there locally like that. That's, I'm going to say that's a thumbs up. That's actually a thumbs up. And these are your record settings. I would love to know what quality low, medium, and high is more. You know what? I am going to do a bit of low. I'm gonna, where's my hand? I'm gonna say this is low, and this is my recording at low for the stream, for the CineTreak Mixer Live. I'm gonna stop that one. This is the medium. This is the medium data rate, and I wish I had more going on here to like really see what medium is, but I don't have a big busy background. And this is high, and this is the high speed of the CineTreak Mixer Live recorded mode that's going out. I will say most probably because this device is as basic as it is, there's one encoder, and whatever you pick for your recording is also going to be your stream. I don't anticipate that there's two separate encoders so that you can record at low, but your stream, or your record at high, but your stream is going to be set at a lower rate. Also because over here, there's not a other stream settings. So the fact that you can't say on the streaming is going to be set at low at 2 megabits or something like that. And then over here, you can set high for the recording. And you should actually, there should be a dividing line. But technically, because there's not a dividing line, all the settings are going to be the same. I'm just going to say that all the settings are going to be the same, even though the manual doesn't say that. So that's that. Batteries, I don't have any batteries connected. SD card, you can see there's my SD card settings. My Wi-Fi, if you touch the Wi-Fi, there's that. My two inputs, my second input. The other thing I just noticed is that I brushed against the record and it turned off. You know, it could turn on and turn off. There's no, are you sure you want to stop record? That needs to be there. You need to have a, do you want to stop record? Because if you don't have that, you could accidentally be recording and then accidentally just brush against it and you stopped recording. And if you're not paying attention, if you're paying attention to what's going on, you're not doing this. Audio. Ooh, look at that. There's an audio mixer. Now, these are actually, okay, surprise, surprise. So I have audio coming, audio follows video. So you're probably getting the audio from that camera over there. The mic is set to mic or line. Headphone level. You can listen to the program. You can listen to any one of the inputs. Okay, that's kind of cool. There's actually considerable flexibility here. And then your audio out, your headphone, like you wouldn't want to turn off your audio. Yep, that's your program audio. I don't know why you would want to do that. Turn off your program audio. If I switch to camera 2, okay, so that is the audio that is in the recording. And so the audio is following video. If I go back over here to me, the audio meters, all the audio meters reflect what's happening with me. If I turn off, which one am I? I'm on 1. If I turn 1 on, turn this off, whoop, leave that on, turn that off, then my audio, even when I switch to 2, should be just me. Oh, okay. So that's the source audio. Those 2 little meters up there are source audio. So I can see the audio coming in on 2 and the audio coming in on 1. And then that's my program audio. Okay. My impression of the audio capability has improved. I still don't like the meters. I think the latent meter should be much darker, and the existing meter should be considerably brighter, because it's hard to really see the difference between the actual volume and the drawing of the meter behind it. There's not enough difference between them to really indicate where your live levels are and the background meter is. So even if you turn it up, the ratio stays the same. You still can't see where the audio meter is. So the metering is active. It's very responsive. It's in stereo. There's actually 2 different meters here. You can't affect the stereo, but the fact that you can see 2 channels is very useful. I would love to see them have a mono button on here to take whatever's coming in and mix it to mono, so that if you feed a single channel in to the microphone input or through a wireless mic or into a camera, then you can just switch it to mono. That would be great. But being able to turn audio follows video off or on, microline input, and then this down here for your headphones, whether you want to just listen to input 1, just input 2, just the mic input, or just program. That's pretty slick too. So that's cool. I gotta say, that is more impressive than I thought it would be, but still it's hampered by the fact that I only have 2 inputs, 3 audio inputs, and I don't see a need for the top one, because I don't know why you would want to just turn off your audio. I can change the background, page 1 of 1, pattern, logos, there's all my logos. There's no shots. I did take several pictures, but they're not in here. There's my video playback. How do I get one of those? I've got video on here. Load. Is that load? Yes, it is. Oh, there's my recordings. Nice. Okay. So there's my low, there's my medium, there's my high. I think the high I left run for a long time, so we're going to load that. Play. I don't think I'm playing that as part of the program. I'm not. It's just playing it on the screen. So on the screen, I'm seeing me play back the video, but on the program output, I'm still seeing that. What? So while it may be able to play back video for your approval, it doesn't actually make it part of the show. Shot. Okay, there's my shots. I knew I took pictures, so there's 2 shots that I took. Import, background, mask, delete, video, play, delete. Loaded. I guess you can load. Or on the SD card. Those are on my SD card. There's plenty of space here. You can write those things out. You don't need to abbreviate everything. Logo, delete. Page 1 of 2. So these are all the things that are loaded. So there's some capability here, apparently, but it is hindered by, do I just tap off the side? Hindered by an interface that is challenging. And that's my take a picture. This might do a stream, which we uncovered how you can get to the stream through your record settings, which is the clock. So that's how you can set your stream, and then when you hit the stream, it'll go there. Stream address at stream key. That's my URL right now. So when you hit the stream, it's saying I'm going at 0 kilobits a second. I wonder if I could, that's a tappable item. Does not appear to be. And it stopped. Okay, so that was my question, was if I try to stream somewhere, what is my indication that I'm actually good? It's green now. Green generally means good, but it goes away. So there you go. That's a good indicator that you've tried to stream, it's not working, it stopped. And then when you hit record, it goes, that's not a record icon, that's a play icon. When you hit record, which is a circle, and it records, Now that's a stop icon. That is going red, and you've got a counter. So you could technically have two counters going on here. I think we have, there's function keys off to the side. Function 1, function 2. Okay, so right now that first function key is switching between various multi-view modes. So function 1, whoosh. And then function 2 is basically doing some mode over here that I don't know what it's doing. Let's go back up here. I wonder if it'll indicate what, yeah, there you go. It's indicating the different modes that I'm going through. So it's not actually just switching between this and a multi-view and back. It's cycling between all four, which is not very useful. And I don't know what the UVC is supposed to do. Empty slot. That is, I think, all of the features that I can discern on the CineTreak Mixer Live. And it has remote control for various features on a phone wirelessly to the device. My Wi-Fi on my phone is off, and I was able to control the device. I'm on a web page. I wouldn't be controlling it through a web page through Bluetooth, would I? The web page would be controlling through HTTP back to this device. So there needs to be some sort of central location where that's going. And I believe if we look at that web page, we will see it's 166.2.131.33. And that's not the IP address that I have been given for this device. This device is not going to have that address. The addresses here in the office are 192.168. So it's talking to a server somewhere to then come back and talk to this device. Yeah, there you go. The IP address of this is 192.168.4.104. So there is something happening in between these two devices through the internet to connect these two devices, not locally. So if you don't have access to the internet, I don't think your remote controls are going to work. Really good thing to know and understand. So if you try to use, oh, I can just control that from here, and you're out in the middle of a field and you don't have Wi-Fi, you could technically share your phone and be a Wi-Fi hotspot, but in terms of just being able to Bluetooth into it, that's not possible. Also because there's no app. And I did not do any pairing, so it's not going to be Bluetooth. There's that. So let's sum up all the different things in this Mixer Live. It is a small, very lightweight device. It has recording. Yes, that works. Playback. It can play back, but not as part of the show. Subtitles. Not really usable. Scoreboard. You can kind of get there. Needs a lot of work. PTZ control, I didn't test it. Vertical live stream, I didn't test it. Special effects, well, you can do fancy wipes, which you don't really want to do, and you can do picture-in-pictures. Those can be useful. Chroma key, yes, it can chroma key, but not if you want to do a picture-in-picture. RTMPS streaming, that's the only streaming it does. It does not have built-in APIs to anything, so you're going to be giving it one RTMP, and that's where it's going to go. False color, as well as other things that it can do in terms of monitoring a signal. It has a waveform, which I don't understand and have never seen before. It has a histogram that is not properly registering brightness in the scene. It has a vector scope, which seems to be accurate, but small. And the PTZ control that we mentioned before. So in terms of a live mixer, you can switch between two sources. You can have a picture-in-picture. It's not the easiest way to get between them using this device. And the customization in terms of building a multi-view need a lot of work. The audio mixing actually seems to be fairly decent. The metering could use a little bit of work, but a lot of the other features really stand to need a lot of development to be more useful and better implemented for users in a live mixer type situation. My name is Anthony Barocas for StreamTake, taking a look at the CineTreak Mixer Live. Thanks for watching.